Hey guys, my name is Coreen and I am a homeschooling mom of two. Today I just want to talk to you about what our schedule looked like last year and what the pros and cons were. Now, typically the times that they wake up, on the days that we did not have any activities outside of the house, the kids usually wake up between 7 and 8 o'clock, and then they would have to be dressed and ready to do learning time by 10. If we did have activities outside of the house, then they would still wake up when they were ready between 7 and 8 o'clock, and they needed to be dressed and ready to do learning time by 9. When we have learning time during the week, the kids can wake up and they can pretty much do whatever they want. But once we start learning time, they are not allowed to watch their iPads or play any video games. So when we go on break, they can still watch TV, they can still build and play board games, but it's not until the end of our learning day will they be able to play with their iPad or play any video games. I like it that way because it keeps them focused. They know that that is what the rule is, that is what our schedule is, and so they're not trying to rush through their work. So on Mondays, the kids took 2 1.5-hour STEAM classes at a place called Snapology. So they would stay there for a total of about 3 hours. And then in the evening, they would go to baseball, and that was about an hour. On Tuesdays was supposed to be our free day. So that was a day that we would either just stay home and do our learning time here. Sometimes I would schedule our appointments or I would run errands on Tuesdays. That was supposed to be kind of like our free day. So on the second Wednesday of every month, we would have co-op club days. And that's where we would all meet at a specific location, and the kids and the moms would all break off into groups and have different clubs that the kids would attend. So they could be in Lego club, they would be in a science club, maybe they would go chess club, arts and crafts, things like that. We would do that every other Wednesday during the month. Then on the first and third Wednesday of the month, we would often have co-op field trips for our specific age group. Also on Wednesdays, my youngest son plays in a basketball league for spring and fall. So depending on the team and the coach that he gets selected for, that coach will then determine how many days or which days he will have basketball practice. This past season, he had basketball practice on Mondays and Wednesdays. So it just depends, it always fluctuates. On Thursdays, the boys would have music lessons at a music academy. So my oldest plays drums and my youngest plays piano, and they both would have 30-minute sessions. After their music lessons, they would go to a comic book store where they would have a Pokemon League, and then they would be there in the evening, and sometimes they'll be there for 2 to 3 hours. So on Fridays, sometimes we would also have more co-op field trips, or that would be maybe a free day, and we would maybe go hang out and have a play date, or sometimes we would just stay home and get caught up on some of our work. One of the things that I did like about our school year was they were in a lot of activities. They were able to play sports. They were in the co-op. We did a lot more activities with the co-op and the co-op moms. The kids also were in that Snapology class that they really enjoyed. So I really like that we had a lot of things going on this year. What I also really liked about this past year is I tried to step back a little bit in the mornings. So I had their work prepared for them and set out for them in the morning. So when they were supposed to come into the learning room, they already had at their desk what they were supposed to work on. So whether they were coming in here at 9 or they were coming in here at 10 o'clock, they already knew what they needed to work on, and they can get busy doing those things while I was either getting ready or fixing food or doing chores. One of the cons about this past year was that we were out of the house a lot. We really only had Tuesday that was supposed to be our free day. But like I said, with my son's basketball, not knowing when he was going to have practice, oftentimes he would have practice sometimes during the week and we were out of the house. I prefer having days where we never leave the house for anything, whether it's in the morning or in the evening. We can just kind of relax, getting up, getting into our day, getting our learning time done, and not have to rush out of the house to go anywhere. But this year we had just about every day except for that Tuesday that we were out of the house. And I'm going to really try this year to have at least 2 days during the week where we don't have any activities out of the house, if I can plan it that way. Another thing that I didn't like about this past year was that our days have gotten longer, our school days. So yes, they don't start till 9 on some days or 10, but I typically don't really like us to have a long school day. And what would happen is we were getting our work done. I still was giving them their normal breaks, but because they've started taking their music classes, now we've added on an additional about an hour for them to do their learning time. So I've included 30 minutes practice of drums, and then the other child will go in there and do 30-minute practice of piano. So that kind of extended our day as well. So yeah, that is what our schedule looked like last year. I'm still trying to come up with our plan for this coming school year. I'm not quite sure what our activities are going to be, but once I get that all sorted out, I'll check back in with you guys and let you know. Talk to you later. Bye.